Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Naaman with the Great Millstone Camp here in Washington, D.C. Back for another video. But first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Wadash, and of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and the byways, pushing the truth across the four corners of this earth. Of course, aided by the many, many videos. All right, that go out and over the airwaves and are there for the edification of the hopeful elect of our people. All right, mainly, but we understand that a lot of you also view them, but for other reasons, mainly for entertainment. But as I always say, hey, that's going to hurt you in the end. All right, we're doing what we were called to do, and that's for our people, scattered though they may be. It's for that purpose. So here is the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use. All right, what you are witnessing is the downfall of the nation of Edom, the self-professed white people. The last vestiges of so-called white supremacy, of Edomite supremacy. This is what you're witnessing now, the swan song, so to speak, all right, of America. And it's a good thing, all right? And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, a lot of Jakes just can't, well, I should say they just don't want to let America go. They cannot see beyond America's existence. It terrifies them. They will happily volunteer to be under the thumb of this degenerate that we're currently under. All right. That's why a lot of them have to go. That's why Zechariah 13:8 is there. All right. This has been an ongoing thing, generation after generation after generation, going all the way back. All right, all the way back. So let's get this video here because he makes a good point. This is Exo Speaks. He says when one of their own calls them out. Oh my goodness, don't do that. If you've ever been around when that happens, all right, if they don't co-sign, all right, with the white supremacists, if they dare break away and especially speaks up for Jake, oh, they got a target on their back. You best believe. So let's get into the video.
One thing people don't talk about enough is how racists treat people who don't agree with them. Because everybody knows they hate black people. That part is obvious. But sometimes it feels like they get even more angry at white people who refuse to be racist with them. And I'm not saying they literally hate them more than us. But damn it, it's a close second. Because to them, that white person isn't just disagreeing. They feel like that person betrayed the team. If your whole identity depends on other white people backing up your...
Let me pause real quick because he said something. I don't want to let it go too far. But that's an excellent point to bring up because that's something I was always taught. Racism is a team sport. That's just what it is. And lately, Jake has been catching flack from everybody. And I think we can all feel it. Everyone that wants to be on team white supremacy, all right, they all come together against Jake, especially here in America. And this world, this soccer competition has brought it out, if you've been paying attention. Oh my goodness. And that's been going on for years. being called monkey at various stadiums throughout, especially, and I mean, it happens in all sports, but man, it's been brought to the forefront lately, in the last several years, um, in soccer. And I don't have any, well, soccer in and of itself, hey, it's a sport. I just don't like, personally, what it represents, if you know the history of how that game came to be. Let's see if I can pull it up. And that's a little beside the point, but let's just get it while I'm on it. There. Let's see. Let's do it this way. I want to get to the, let's see. Let me complete that. Hold on. In the Americas. All right. So far. All right. Looks like they've sanitized it. Dirty bastards. All right. This is a little of it here. These ritual sports involving, well, I'll just read the whole. Soccer's origins in the Americas predate modern football, with Mesoamerican ball games played by Maya, Aztec, and Veracruz cultures thousands of years ago. These ritual sports involved hitting a rubber ball with hips or knees, often carrying high stakes where losers were sacrificed, or winners gained ruling rights, serving as a substitute for war or diplomatic conflict. They can't, they tiptoeing all around that. Let's see. God dang it. Let's see. Okay. Da 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 da. Yes, Hernan Cortez. That old saying, beware Cortez, because of what he did. Let's see. They did. This one right here that's highlighted. They act like they wanted to touch it, but they didn't. About them kicking their heads around. I have to come back to that, and when I have more time, because I'm gonna have to get into Chat GPT, but I don't have time for that now. Let's go back to the video.
Racism, then you never stood on anything real in the first place. Now watch this.
They won't let me in here. They won't. Why not? Because I said the N-word on the internet. Now they say I'm just an un-American person because I believe in freedom of speech. Isn't that crazy?
Watch this.
Well, considering that two of my boys are black, I can understand that.
Why does that matter?
It does. I don't like it. Just go ahead.
You don't like freedom of speech either?
Go ahead and go.
I'm gonna stand right here.
Look at the guy behind him in the red shirt.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go to jail? Look at him. He's gonna waddle over to the cop. Considering two of my boys are black.
A white person can say something like, nah, that was kind of racist. That's it. Not a speech, not a protest, just that was kind of racist. And all of a sudden, here comes the meltdown. Now they're calling them soft or acting like that person hates their own people. But wait, all they did was say black people shouldn't be disrespected. The bare minimum. So why does that make them so emotional? They react like what they said was breaking news. That's the part people ignore. Racists just don't want to be racist. They want agreement. They want to make the little comments, tell the little jokes, use the little code words, and have everybody go along with it.
What are some of the best names you can call them, aside from N? Jaron Vining wrote Watermelon Felons. And just so you guys know, this guy worked in the police department. So we're dealing with people like that. Lionel A. West, Moon Crickets. That's a classic one. And then we had Gary Humphrey, Hellcat enthusiast that settled for an Altima instead. Alright, next we have John Gilligan, Hard R's, She-Boons, Bonnet Chimps. Adam Campbell wrote North American Ground Ape. Alright, Paul Rode, Pickaninny, making a comeback. Alright.
So when another white person doesn't agree, it exposes them. Because now they can't hide behind, well, everybody thinks like this. No, everybody doesn't. Genuine white people do exist. A lot of white people do think like that, but it's a lot of them that don't. So a lot of times they just hung around people that made them feel normal. And when one of their own checks them, now they don't know what to do. That's why they get so mad.
2,000 men are buried here. How did they die? They died as traitors to their country. They died to preserve the institution of slavery, the right to own, breed, and kill their fellow humans with impunity. Don't touch me.
Let's go. Probably a Democrat voter too, aren't you?
He's a Democrat.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking.
Hey, come on.
I have every right to be here as they do.
This is federal property.
Right. It's federal property.
It's not.
It's a public property.
You're not here to speak.
Yes, I am.
You're not.
I brought this.
As a Confederate
Good old boy.
Not only a flag of defeat.
You need to leave.
The flag of defeat.
Degeneracy.
That it is.
And perversion.
Mom's probably a degenerate too. You need to go.
Perversion and depravity.
Because they know it sounds different coming from another white person. When black people call it out, they can say we're being sensitive, playing victim, or making everything about race. But when a white person says the same thing, it's like,
That they
now
do.
what? Not because a white person's voice matters more than ours, because we were right to begin with, but they take theirs more seriously. Now the excuses start falling apart. A white person can say, you know, maybe you shouldn't disrespect black people. And somehow that becomes a whole agenda. That guilt.
And that's that old, what they used to say, it's like when one of our people gets like stopped by the police and you're trying to tell them, you know, give them certain information, cooperate or whatever have you. Nothing is believed until someone that knows you of, you know, their ilk maybe just happen to pass by and say, hey, what's going on? And identifies you and everything. Now everything's okay. It's like that, and you know, because they don't give much, much even care, if you want to say that, as to what we think or what we're experiencing, you know, or consider everything we say as the truth. But when one of theirs verifies, just like he says, oh no, we got a problem now.
because they don't have a real argument, so they attack the person. And this is where it gets interesting. They think every white person is supposed to follow this unspoken rule, like racism is a group project. And if you don't play your part, now you're fake. That's why they say stuff like, you're trying to be
They're not
black,
on the
or
team.
we
I
really
said
wanna
it was a
take you
team
back in the
sport.
day. That's where the term nigger lover came from. But no,
Yep.
they're just trying to be decent people. And that's not me trying to stand up for white people, but it's the bare minimum. They're not trying to build their whole personality around hating people who did nothing to them.
There is one thing that white people in America will never ever admit, and that
Yep.
is that every disparity in the black community, from the gaps in wealth and income to housing and health care, we are ultimately responsible, not them. You see, what people didn't know in the 18th and 19th centuries is that there is no biological basis for race. So we know that if white people had been enslaved by black people, the outcomes would be the same, just in reverse. I mean, they used to think back then that black people were biologically inferior. Even Darwin thought that.
Well, see, that's the thing. You're gonna experience it firsthand. All right, because that's that's what the prophecy says. It's in fact, let's get that real quick. We're going to get several. Let's go to Isaiah 14. Start at the top. The restoration of Jacob. For the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, which hasn't happened yet. All right. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, which are the Israelite foreigners. Verse 2 is my point. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right. Let's get another one. All right, let's go to Lamentation 4 and the last two verses. The holy stones are scattered. Let's see what else we got here. All right. All right. Let's go to 21 and 22. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, the red people. All right, the descendants of Jacob's brother Esau in Genesis 25th chapter. All right, they are a nation, as it says in Genesis 36. Esau is Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz, and cup. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. What cup? What they've done to us. All right, hardcore slavery. Remember, Revelation 18, he's going to get double what they gave us. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked, and be exposed. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. All right? A big old Uno reverse. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Don't look too good for the nation of Edom. Let's just get one more. Let's go to Obadiah. That's the real good one. Oh, Edom will be humbled. All right. I encourage you to read this. I'm just going to skip. All right. 1, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Most High. Concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Most High, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And aren't they? Especially the tiny hats. Oh, my goodness. And now you got this merger with the, might as well just say with the United States, because they're starting with the military and the intelligence and all that. And you have 2 senators, and it's bipartisan, that are trying to stop this, but they don't even want to entertain a vote about this in the House. How about that? They're so compromised, and this is a beautiful thing, more and more division. All right. So there will be a civil war. All right. They are greatly despised. The pride of thine heart, and we know these are the most prideful people on the planet earth. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Look at the pride and the mantras of the various military branches. The Marine Corps, the few, the proud. The Air Force. No one can stop the United States Air Force. All right. The United States Army, one of them, an army of one, and there are others. I can't remember all of them. All right. But the pride. All right. And let's not go into the special forces. All right. All right. For though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Most High. And this is what's happening. He's being exposed. And this was a prophecy in 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter about, in fact, well, let's jump to it real quick. I'll come back to this. Let's see, verse 5. All right. About him being exposed. And this is, so let's start at 3. The man of lawlessness. This is who we're dealing with. Have been. All right. And still our own people, they're just blinded. The majority of them. And this is all the tribes. All right. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed. It's like the son of perdition. All right, or destruction, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, shewing himself that he is. Now, he is the Most High. Now, who is this talking about? Who is so proud that they tell you, trust in our science, not in your God? Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And this is what's happening. This is the process of what's happening now. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. How's he doing that? The prophets. Just as when the nation was about to be brought down, the prophets came out. And that's what we're doing. All right. With the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy. That's Hosea 6 and 5. Or is it? I'll get that. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Revelation 13 chapter. Start at 11 and go down. All right. And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. And oh boy, have they not. All right, let's go back to Obadiah. All right, in verse 5. Let's skip down. All right. 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy, because we're in the time of Daniel with the 10 toes. All right. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him, because people, even his fellow Edomites, despise the American. All right, again, that proud, he has fucked them over. All right, time and again, and they're tired of it. Shall I not in that day, saith the Most High, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? Yeah, because all his tactics, his ploys, they no longer work. All right, and understanding out of the mount of Esau. He's no longer that. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And it gives you the reason why this is Edom's violence against Jacob, his brother. All right, and you can read the rest of that because that culminates in verse 18 where it says, every Edomite, and that's in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, the ultimate fate of you're looking at a dead-end race of people. All right, they are going to be exterminated off the face of the earth. Job 20th chapter goes into that, around the 22nd verse, I think it is. All right, you're not going to see them anymore. Like the dung, when you go take a shit, you flush it, you don't think about that shit anymore. This is what's going to happen to him. All right, they're going to be gathered up and burnt up. All right, now that's going to, you want to fake and say you suffered a Holocaust. In that day, you will indeed suffer a Holocaust when you understand the meaning of Holocaust. All right, let's go back to the video.
But we know that's not true, and that we are all the same. The sweeping discrepancies and outcomes across generations between white and black folks fall squarely on the architects of the system, and that's us, white people.
Yeah,
And so
you know they don't want to hear that.
people who live within the framework that's failing them, the framework that we built and that we refuse to fix, that is the ultimate gaslight.
But racist people can't process that because in their mind, if a white person isn't siding with racism, they must be doing it for attention or they must be trying to impress black people. But they never consider the obvious. Maybe that person just thinks you're wrong. Maybe they heard what you said and realized you sound insane. But racists don't like mirrors. And that's what non-racist white people become to them, a mirror. Because now they have to see that being white doesn't force you to be racist. And when they see another white person choose different, it makes them look even worse. That's the part they can't stand because now the lie is exposed. They can't hide behind how they were raised or what everybody thought or what times used to be like because someone who looks just like them is standing in front of them and saying, no, you're just racist. And that cuts a lot deeper than what they like to admit. That's why they act like non-racist white people are traitors. But traitors to what? Racism? Disrespect? Like making black people uncomfortable? Like what are we talking about here? That's the hill you're willing to die on? That's pathetic. And let's be honest, they don't just want black people beneath us. They want white people under control too. They police who they date, who they listen to, who they defend, and what they're allowed to say out loud. And if a white person refuses to be controlled by that mindset, then they get attacked too. Not the same way black people do. Let's be very clear about that. But they still get punished for refusing to help carry racism forward.
Racists have gotten way too fucking comfortable online and in real life.
Yo, this you?
You don't give a fuck if white people go extinct.
Really need to talk about the fact that most white people are just modern day colonizers.
It's gonna get me a lot of hate, but no, white Americans don't have culture.
I made a video talking about how I feel unsafe around white men.
You are the definition of what you hate. Also,
I have been the subject of a number of anti-Semitic attacks, but I am not Jewish.
anti-Semitic attacks? You call an online comment an anti-Semitic attack? That's retarded. But then again, you have a good reason for being retarded.
According to recent research, the only reason most people are conservative is because of delusion. And that's why you have to be delusional right back.
So to be very clear, this delusional cunt is the quintessential race traitor. She does not have a kind word to say about white people. She's a genocidal, Malthusian, evil, conniving bitch that seeks the destruction of all white people. I think the best option here is to deport her to a country where there are no white people to be found. I think Somalia is very nice this time of year. She needs to be treated like the white woman she is by the people she defends the most.
Like, just imagine being so committed to hating black people, you start hating your own people that won't join in. That's obsession. And I've said this before. There are two types of white people. There's white people, and then there's people that just so happen to be white. Some people are cool. They see racism, call it for what it is, and keep it pushing. But racists hate that because silence protects them. And I made a video about this too. And when that silence gets broken, now they panic. That's why they crash out. They're fragile. Because if one person pushing back makes you lose your mind, then you were never confident in what you believe. And that's the real problem. So yes, they hate black people. We already know that. But they also hate white people who don't help them hate black people. Because deep down, they already know what it is. And when somebody refuses to participate, they feel exposed. So to the white people who actually call this stuff out, thank you. Keep doing it. You're not invited to the cookout, but we appreciate it. Because sometimes racists need to hear it from the people that they thought were automatically on their side. And to the racists who get mad at that, you're pathetic.
So there you go. That's a good way of putting it, what he said earlier. Racists hate mirrors. All right, I think I'll make that part of my title here. All right. They hate it. If you're not on code, they're pointing out their bullshit. Oh, we got a problem. All right, well, that's it for it. Again, that's been Exo Speaks. That's the site here, young man. Very good point. All right, nothing we haven't been telling you. Again, all right. But it's good to see other people bring it out, because a lot of you have a problem with, you know, we're out there on the highways and byways trying to tell you and then give you scriptures about it. All right. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope whoever views this has been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone once again. And I like to, hey, remain circumspect out here. All right. We're coming up. Hey, this is the 4th of July weekend. Who knows if we can kick off. All right. Remain circumspect. Keep your eyes and ears open. So with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.